Hi, this is Srinivasan, a fine art photographer, a distance skater, and a small-time freelance skater who does bicycling for cross-training to my distance skating. Has come to meet you guys with another video here. Okay, so I recently upgraded my bicycle with a couple of water bottles, okay, and bottle cages, and I added these bag, okay, handlebar bag, okay, and it was very unfortunate that it had a point Velcro or where a point load sort of, it is acting in one single line kind of grips to hold on to a handlebar, which makes the bag fall down instead of staying up stiff. Okay, so I thought I'll find a way so that this stays upright rather than like this. If it is like this, being a point load, you have 2 point loads here, it might damage the material if I'm going to add a little heavy stuff inside. Just for example, my wallet, I couldn't keep my wallet inside, which is like 500 grams. So it might, due to the vibrations, it might tear up the bag. Have some additional support means this will stand upright and the load will be shared. That's my idea. To have it upright, I'm thinking of stitching a Velcro from the sides of this bag to the sides of this handlebar, drop handlebar. So from the sides of this bags to the sides of the drop handlebar. So if I have a Velcro, taped to my handlebar, this will stay straight. So all I have to do is find a way to stitch the Velcro to the sides of this bag, which is this. I have to stitch a Velcro here and carry on from there to this handlebar. That is the idea. Okay, want to do this modification. Let's go do some unboxing. Okay, bye-bye. This is the Velcro which I ordered. Okay, if you want to know the details of the package, so you could see what it is. Okay, pause the video and learn about all these things if you want. Okay, I've showed it peacefully. Thanks to Amazon for timely delivery and in a very good shape and form. Okay. Inside the package we have the bill. Nice. This is little old school. They have printed it in A4 paper. Okay, Life Crafts non-adhesive hook tape and non-adhesive loop tape. So hook tape is the ones which has this kind of hooks in the Velcro, and the loop tape is the soft material that is there. That's what I assume. If I am wrong, kindly correct me. Okay, non-adhesive means doesn't have a sticker, so it's plain. You gotta stitch it or apply glue and stick it to something. Okay, so no glue in backside, non-adhesive sticky back, fabric fastener, interlocking tape for sewing crafts, do it yourself, DIY, clothes, shoes, etc. Okay, this is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. So the bill says so. Let us open it from the package. Okay, so have you mentioned in the bill? I forgot to show you the price. It's 156 Indian rupees. Okay, and 7.43 is the taxes. And since I had Amazon Prime with me, so it came with the Prime, so the shipping was included in the price package. So it's 156 Indian rupees. Okay, so okay, that I lost for a couple of seconds, wherein like I tried to place the baggage and the bill in a proper place so that it doesn't fall. So this is the package itself, neatly packaged by the seller. Okay, and there is a sticker, so if the seal is broken, it is void. I'm going to break it. So the seal is stuck with a sellotape, clear tape. Okay, so we have the barcode here, and inside we have the product flyer. Okay, hook tape, loop tape set, 25 mm in breadth, 2 meters. So they have ticked 2 meters. Hope you can see it. 2 meters has been marked over here. So that's the length, and the color is black. Okay, so hook and loop tape set, 25 mm black, 2 meters in length. Okay, so yes. So here is the Velcro itself. So that was strong, dude. That was strong. So this is exactly what that is there on the backside of Decathlon's bag as well. So let me try to brighten this up a little bit for you. So I just placed the focus point on the zip, which is darker material, so the outer exposure corrected itself to give you a brighter image. Okay, my hands are a little overexposed now. Okay, so this is the Velcro. This is 2 meters. This one is 2 meters. This one is 2 meters. Okay, of the length. So since this could be sticky, let me open this. Oh, nice. And check. Oh yeah, it's definitely, my table is almost like 1.5 meters, and this is, oh, actually my table is almost 1 meter, so this is definitely 2.5 meters in length. Sorry, I just checked it with my table. I couldn't show you to take it to my computer table wherein I have the green pad, but I don't have the a overhead camera to place and show you the length. Okay, so this one is running across my table twice. So my table is little over 1 meter, so this is definitely 2.2 meter in length. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so let me explain what I'm going to do. So since this is soft, okay, we don't want this to be stitched to the bag. Okay, I don't want to stitch this to the bag because these soft materials tend to become not much of a great use over time. Okay, so this will loosen its properties. Okay, for example, this is the tennis cap sort that I use for my distance skating riding, and you can see the hook tape. Okay, it's in complete shape, and you can see the loop tape, or the soft portion of this Velcro. This one has come off. Couldn't hold the tension for a long time with my head, and this will become sweaty, so it kind of lost its property. It has, the hairs or the tiny fibers have come off. So definitely, when I'm stitching this to my bicycle, I'm not going to put this on the permanent portion. Okay, I'm going to stick the loop tape to the bicycle bag like this. So I'm going to measure the length. So imagine this is the handlebar, drop handlebar. So I'm going to measure the length and to roll over the drop bar. Okay, to this distance, or like this, say an L. Okay, so this is the length or the gap between the drop handlebar and the bag. Okay, so this is the gap between the drop handlebar and the bag, and this will be stitched to the bag, and this will be hanging in the air. Okay, now this will be there, so let's keep it there. And this loop, the soft portion, what I'm going to do is I'll be cutting this to this length. Okay, and I'll be stitching these two together. Okay, from the back side I'll be stitching this to back side. Okay, and while this one goes permanently on the, while the hook goes permanently on the bag. Okay, so now what happens is, like, I can wrap the Velcro around the drop handlebar, go one turn like this, and stick this back to the bag, so that will stay strong on the bag, you know, gripping the bag upright with the drop handlebars. That's the idea. Okay, I've vaguely described you what I'm going to do, but you will understand when I'm placing it. I'll try to film that properly. Okay, thank you Amazon for promptly delivering the product in a proper condition. Thank you everyone for making this happen, and thanks. Bye. Peace. Okay, to stitch my Velcro to the handlebar bag for my bicycle, so these are the tools that I'm going to use. It's a very thin needle. I tested it. It actually goes inside the Decathlon's bag comfortably with no issues. Let's check this material. I have the small piece of the loop. Okay, not loop, hook. Okay, this is hook sideways, and try to pinch it. Oh no, this is going to give me a hard time. Couldn't pinch it with easy push. It's going to be hard. Yeah, it takes 3 fingers for me to push it inside, but I can make it. But with the Decathlon bag, you know, it was as easy like I'm moving it through the fibers or any other simple cloth like my t-shirt. You know, it goes easily like this. But for this, it's going to take some effort of 3 fingers, but I can do it. Good. Let's check the loop. This is the loop material, as you can see. The difference of the fibers. Let's see how it goes through the loop. Oh, I don't need 3 finger pressure. Okay. Yeah, I will need 3 finger pressure. So if I have 3 finger pressure, this will go inside. So it's stitchable with a very small regular needle that you use to sew your button for your shirts and t-shirts. Okay, so these are my fingers, and be careful when you're going to pressurize too much to put this inside a hard material. You know, sometimes the rear end of the needle could get into your fingers, so be careful. It's in my experience from stitching a couple of my jerseys or jeans, the hard part, you know. So I've got 2 colors close to black. This one is black and this is close to black, so I'm going to use both of them. If this is getting over, I'll use that. Okay, so that's the idea. I'm going to go and stitch. Okay, bye, peace. Hi, so this is the bag. I've removed it to just to you know, check the materials, you know, the one I bought and the one we have here, right over here. So it's almost the same thickness and the same material. Okay, and even for the other one. So this one is like also stitched together. See, so it's been stitched together. So this is, I'm going to do the same. Okay, so this is of a small length. Okay, I'm going to do the same for the sides. So wait. So this one is going to be stitched like this, okay, from here, and this flap is going to be hanging, okay. So and this is the hook. So this is the hook, okay, and the loop will also be cut for the same length, and they both will be stitched together, and the loop will go around the handlebar and come back to sticking to this, okay. So that's the idea. This is the loop, so it will also be cut, but this will be winding around the handlebar and coming back here this way, in this fashion, and be sticking to the hook, okay. That's the idea. Thank you. Okay, I'm about to stitch with the bag. So point is, take some pins and stick them inside so that it stays in place, okay. You can use as many pins you want to have them in place when you're stitching, okay. I have two. One on the lower part, and oh, this is pretty hard. Oh, I took two, my bad, that's why. One at the lower part and one at the bottom, I mean top, in the middle. So I've got two there, stiff and nice. I'm going to use the thread which was already there, which is almost like purple or violet. Let that be. I'm going to start using it. I don't mind which way my thread is starting at. See, I told you 3 finger pressure is more than enough. Oh, 3 finger pressure is enough to push it in, but not enough to stick it out. I need to be careful. See, you don't have to do everything on your own. You can genuinely take your, I don't know from where this is coming. Okay. You can genuinely take your bag to a person who professionally stitches things for you and ask them to do this. You don't have to do it on your own like me, okay. I do it because like one thing, I like to do it myself. Two, do it because to cut the cost. So yeah, these are two things, okay. So I think I made one successful stitch there. I'm gonna go with the entire thing and come back. Peace, bye. Hello, I'm back. You saw the short time lapse of stitching. Okay, it's not a neat job. I am accepting that. Okay, so I was able to stitch a little bit inside here. The thing is, like, it's too thick of a material that it's also sharp. These fibers, these are sharp. It's actually chipping off the thread, the fibers of the thread, and that thread actually cuts off when you're stitching actually. So I was able to stitch a little bit in this direction, then I stitched on points like this and went straight here. It's not a neat job. Okay, I don't even know what kind of pattern I went by. Went all directions. Okay, and I also stitched a little bit. It's not too strong, but will do the job kind of stitch, because like we are going to roll over the drop bar. So it seems to be very long actually. That's good. That's good, because the weight is going to be shared by the roll that we are going to do along with the grip tips. Okay, so that's the thing. That's a good news. And moving on to the other side, this is going to take forever. My hands are already paining. I've poked a couple of times on both the fingers. Okay, and what I learned is, and not because of the pins actually, it's because of the needle. And what I learned is, like, you can use these wire clippers and peacefully chip off this pointy tip of the pin. Okay, it's just to avoid the hassles that you might come when you're stitching. You might not notice, but your hand might be over the pin. Okay, so you might actually placing your hands on the pin and hurting yourself. So we don't want that. So you can take this like this, cut this like this with the wire clippers and place it there. And you can actually stitch this with only pins like this. If your pin is made out of aluminum, or aluminum might be susceptible to oxidation. If you have a stainless steel pin, you can just insert it in a way and flip it. It should be fine. That should also work fine. Okay, but you can't leave this pin. This is susceptible to rust. So this will damage the bags. So you don't want that. So you stitch it here, stitch on a few corners, and you're good to go. And stitch both loop and hook together. Okay, like this, and you're good to go. Okay, this is what I wanted to share, and my update as well. I'm going with the other side like I did with the first side. Okay, bye bye. Hello. Yeah, see, now my Decathlon bicycle bag has wings. Okay, like the Harry Potter thing. Okay, so I've stitched it successfully. Now it's more like point stitching, straight stitching and point stitching on both the ends. Okay, at totally 6 places, 7 actually. Okay, so it's been basically done. So why I'm so confident about the stitch is, like, it's running from one end to another end, and it's going to be covered with this loop Velcro. So this is the hook and that is the loop, so it's going to grip it well, no worries. So, and these are strong, stitches are strong as far as I know. So that's how the bag looks. I did not use much of the threads, fortunately, and I could give this return back this to my mom. And the needle is in proper shape, it's not bent. Yes, it did puncture my finger many times, both my hands, and I did not bleed though. It did puncture on from the rear as well as from the front many times. Oftentimes when I try to bring my needle from inside, and I wouldn't know from which side this is coming. I'll be looking here and it will pop up from there. So hand-eye coordination with a certain type of stitching was terrible, but the bag is in shape now. Okay, I even tried putting this bag onto my bicycle handlebar after stitching only one side completely. That was yesterday night, and it worked like a charm. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go fit this bag. Okay, the fitting part I'll try to film it. I don't know how good I can film it, because it's going to be very difficult to cover the entire process. Okay, we'll see what I can do. Okay, I'll probably put it in time lapse. So that's the improvisation, or what do you want to call, addition to the Decathlon beaten bag that I did. VO clip, whatever bag. Okay, peace. 2.5 liter bag. Bye. Point to be noted here is you can stitch these things little further, in the front, or you could even have the Velcro run through here, but you'll have the hard plastic in the back. So best way to stitch it in the front to tape it to the sides of the handlebar. You could do that, but what will happen is entire weight will be on these two things, which is not a permanent fixture, while that has much more stable point load, because we know the factory stitched Velcro is much more stable than the hand stitched ones. So I chose to stitch the Velcro in the center. That's why I chose to stitch it in the center, because this is hand stitched and this is not as stable as the factory machine stitch. So that's the point I wanted to share with you. Thank you. Bye. You can see the logo now. The bag is pretty stable. I somehow feel little restricted, but it's alright. I'm good. I'm loving it. The new setup. Bye.